How's it going? John here again, reuniting with my 70 goats here, working on this farm, doing a mutual benefit deal where we're doing goatscaping and land clearing and helping them beat back the mugwort, blackberry, and bindweed. Just getting used to the goats again. Of course, you leave a mug on your tailgate or your bumper, it will be destroyed, of course. It doesn't really matter. I have 3 other mugs, but still, it's just like, got to get used to the gang again, being totally invaded every moment. That they're always looking to get in their nose to wherever they can. Case in point is this electric fence here that we're seeing. We have a couple grand in Premier One products. I bought the Powerflex line from another manufacturer, so I think this is probably the best line, best conductor we can get as far as like little 2.5, 3 millimeter line. And what we have here is we've got easy reels. So these are the easy reel XLs, easily able to hold, probably a couple thousand feet actually of this Powerflex line. It has 6 stainless steel conductors and 3 uh, coated copper wires. So it's kind of like what Premier One sells, but it's a little bit better and more conductive, so which is better. But they got the easy reels here. I opted for these because once I'm done with this fence line, which I'm already done, basically what I did wrong here was I built this how it was going to work for me, kind of, and goats will never allow things to be done your way unless that's also their way. So there's their pen right there. That's the holding pen. And then here's the gate where I could easily let them out. And what it is I made them this fence here to go out along all this stuff, thinking, well, they can eat all this for me and for them. But what it is, they wanted to just get out into all this. And I've got them going into this little skinny corridor here, which will be more par for the course. That's more like some goats that have already been trained to electric fence. That's like a super end game style assignment for the goats. That's goats that have been trained. Right here, what we're gonna have is they're gonna get out here. I'm gonna have to let them out into everything, which is good for them actually. I want them to be eating all that right there. Just a huge field line all the way around with blackberry bushes. Just super easy shepherding duty right there. And we'll get them to recognize this fence, but not in close quarters like that. They just keep sticking their nose right through it. What we'll end up doing is they'll start to learn that the fence should be avoided. But in this format right here, it might have been what would work great for me, what I thought of at first, but I was just not thinking correctly. I knew that a narrow strip was more of a finishing assignment for a herd that's already been trained to bob wire. And what we have here is a situation where the goats are totally not trained to bob wire at all, and we should have just allowed them out into this one here. What they were doing was they were just getting afraid to come out that gate out of the holding pen, which is not anything that I need them to be afraid of. I want them to be comfortable following me, and they can follow me, and if anything, only get good things that come from that. And then they will always reliably follow me. And then I can lead them anywhere. A nice little army of goats that just follow me anywhere. Couple things about the Premier One setup. I did opt for these strain right Hotpost Pigtail posts, and I think that's great. They work good. gentle curves, they say, is good. I have noticed that, well, they've knocked this one over a little bit, and that's not really that steep of an angle right there. That's not a big deal. But also, while we're at it, I'm walking by this, the IntelliShock 180 with an extra battery, the digital tester, an extra ground stake, and it seems to be pretty resilient. But here we have kind of a steeper angle that I put in, and you just see here I used 2 of these, and that's basically one of the tricks that I was gonna share with you guys, that when you're looking to do a steeper turn at like one point right there, just use 2 posts, which is probably not the most cost effective, but I went ahead and bought 60 posts, so reinforcing with an extra post is not a problem for me at all. Seems like there was something else I was going to share with you guys. What was it? That might be about it. I guess that's one thing I wanted to talk about too, is that a lot of guys are giving the Easy Reel and the Easy Reel XL a bad rap from Premier One, and really what I'm looking at is it's kind of more, I think it's more something that's going to allow it all to happen. These right here, the Easy Rail XL, you can stack 4 of them on a T-post like this with their brackets that they sell to work with them, and be able to stack these on the T-post and just start your line from any T-post anywhere is a big deal for me. And then at the end of all this, I'm just going to go back. Basically what I did is I walked along with my little Pigtail caddy thing. It was $30, but it allows me to easily carry like 30 pigtails. So here's the unit right here. It just slings around your shoulder, and then you get to you just hook the pigtail post into it like so, and then drag them along. So not sure if you guys can see that all the way, but basically you rack up 30 pigtail posts and just walk out and stepping them in along the line that you want your fence to go, and then you come back to your easy reel setup where you hang your 4 easy reels at the start, and you just grab 4 lines and just walk them all the way out to the end, hook them to the end, whether it be a T-post, or I just have a couple of these pigtail posts double staked right there to where I can pull on them deep into the bush a little bit, so it's just a barrier up against the blackberry bushes. And yeah, you just walk back to the reels and start feeding them in to the conductor posts, and you just feed them into the top and to the bottom, and you just use both your hands and grab 2 lines in each hand, and kind of got to keep track of which is top, which is the next, and which one's the bottom. And but it works out pretty easily. And then I'll just do the reverse of that at the end when I'm done with this line, which I think I'm pretty much done with this line. So I'll just go and disconnect the line out of each conductor post. Once it's free, I'll just go back here to the easy reel post with my screw gun, and I'll just use their little tool that fits in there, and it'll just wind up these reels. I'll just sit there with a glove, and I'll have the screw gun in one hand, and then in the gloved hand I'll just have the line, and I'll just move it back and forth with my hand to kind of wind it up uh, as you should. Like Greg Judy talks about it in one of his videos. Him and his guys, they talk about moving the wrist back and forth that you're holding the reel with. Well, I'm going to have mine mounted to the T-post, and but I'll just be reeling them right in with a screw gun, and just using my hand to wiggle the line back and forth. One last note about the way that I'm doing it here, and it's not the way that he was showing it on the Premiere One video about installing this type of line. I'm not feeding it through the conductor posts and then pulling the line that way, because it'll eventually dig channels and trenches into the conductor posts. So that's why I'm walking it out along the conductor posts and then sticking it into the different holding parts uh, afterwards, because I don't want to dig channels into the conductor posts. And it's also going to cause more wear and tear on the line itself as well. I want to minimize friction and just kind of drag it around, drag it along the lines through the soft grass and vegetation that's not going to be like metal on metal abrasive action, So I think that's about it. I'll just kind of, I guess I'll sign off here, try to get going on some more tours around here, get things dialed in, and I'll make another video soon. Thanks.